That is our greatest pleasure to see you here in a moment we've been waiting for probably years, because this year and the last year at once, where we got the niners, where we got the most experienced, the most professional, and the most knowledgeable teachers of Uzbekistan. And right now, it's high time for all of us to get the knowledge that they have been, getting for like years. And I'm now honestly very, very excited to be here on the stage, very excited to be part of this event, and very excited to see you guys being able to get the insight that's probably you never got anywhere. So, are you ready? No, it doesn't work that way. Are you ready? No, one more time, I need you being active. Are you ready? Very good. So right now, before we get to that informative part, I want to have a little bit of a thought exercise. Who wants to get a 9? Raise your hand. Very good. Our 9er is already raising his hand. And right now, everyone, please keep silence. Everyone keep silence right now. Now, you close your eyes. Everyone closes their eyes. And now imagine, you've been working really hard. You've been studying for hours, for days, for weeks, and you're going there to take your test. You did it successfully, and finally 14 days have passed. You're going to the IDP test center to open up your certificate, and you open it one by one, listening band 9, reading band 9, writing band 8, speaking band 9, and oral band 9. You feel wonderful, you feel mesmerized. You are the 9th niner. You are the most famous in Uzbekistan. Everybody follows you. Everybody wants to talk to you. Do you like this feeling? But behind it lies hard work. Behind it lies right strategy. So right now, the question is, what do you think is the ingredient or is the key to getting a band 9? Is it the hard work? Is it the smart work? Or is it maybe right mindset? Or is it maybe right way of studying or something? So right now, in a group of 2 people, you will have to talk about the right strategy to getting a band 9. Do you understand the exercise? Hammalar hozir oldinda o'tirgan odamlarga 2 daqiqa davomida 1 daqiqa almashib 9 olish sirini haqida gaplashasizlar. Bilmasanglar ham nima bo'lishi mumkin 9 olish siri. Okay? Keep talking.
No. I got lucky with Big Zog. That's how I took it for free. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's the first step. Here's the second step. Talk to Big Zog about writing that, and you'll be fine. That's how the wood did it.
Twenty seconds. So thank you very much, guys. The time is up. One round of applause for everyone talking. And right now, let me get to the answer from our niner, native speaker, Alex. What's the secret to getting band 9 except from being you?
Strategy.
And?
Perseverance.
And?
Planning.
What about money?
That's actually the first thing I wanted to say, but I decided that strategy is more important.
And also being able to pay for the IELTS test for more than 2 times. Very good. At least 5. Thank you very much. Papa, what do you think is the strategy to band 9?
I haven't gotten one yet.
What do you think it is?
I think universe is kind of sending me a message like you can do it because I look left, I look right, I'm surrounded by niners. So I have no other plan than getting an IELTS.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want volunteers now. So, sir, what do you think is the secret to getting a band 9?
Training, of course, for the first time.
What do you think is the strategy to getting band 9, lady?
Consistency.
Thank you very much, guys. And today, guys, I asked this question specifically just because today, hopefully, you are getting to know the answer to this question. Not from random people, but from the ones who actually actualize this in real life and those who are having the potential to do so. And shall we start? Very good. Very good. So, first of all, let me have one person on the stage. Aynan ular sababli hozirgi eventimizni birgalikda hozir ko'rib turibmiz. Ular bo'lmasa, ko'ramiz, maybe wouldn't be here. So, Sattarov Xayrullo Faysallarovich, Yoshlar-kelajagimiz jamg'armasi ijro etuvchi direktori. Saroyida.
Assalomu alaykum, hurmatli, aziz, o'zining kelajagiga befarq bo'lmagan yoshlarimiz. Bugungi kunda men bu yerda sizlarni ko'p xursand bo'lyapman, chunki haqiqatan ham ulamolarimiz aytganidek, bugungi kun zamon talabi nafas olish qanchalik muhim bo'lsa, til bilish ham shunchalik muhim deb e'tirof etyaptilar. Bu borada biz bir narsani bilishimiz kerak. O'qish bilan o'qishni farqini bilishimiz kerak. Ko'rish bilan anglashni farqini bilishimiz kerak. Shu bilan birga bilish bilan tushunishni mohiyatiga yetishimiz kerak. Endi shu bilan birgalikda tilni bilish haqida mana bugungi kunda tilga o'ziga befarq bo'lmagan yoshlarimiz deganim bilan bir qatorda bugungi kunda olib boriladigan siyosat ham prezidentimiz tashabbuslari bilan hammamiz bilamiz. Vazifa qo'yilmadi maktab bitiruvchilariga. Talab qo'yildi. Talab shundan iboratki, bitta kasb egasi bo'lishi va ikkita tilni mukammal bilishi talabi qo'yildi. Bu borada ham mana eskilar yana bir gapni aytaman sizlarga, yoshi kattaroq nima deydi? Oqqan daryo, turgan sahro deydi. Shuning uchun men bugungi kunda sizlar mana shu yig'ilganlar boshlanishi menimcha birinchisi bu treningimizda nima deyman, katta o'sha 1000 kishilik, 2000 kishilik kerak bo'lsa, o'sha xalqlar do'stligi konsert ko'rishga borish kerak emas. Ilm izlab borish kerak yoshlarimiz. Keyingi etapda, keyingi qadamlarimizda masalan hammalaringizni sizlarni o'sha yaqinlaringiz bilan, do'stlaringiz bilan o'sha yerda ko'rishni xohlayman. Bu borada biz faoliyatimizni yuritamiz, Umidjon aka bilan, biz viloyatimizda hamma joyga borganmiz. Men O'zbekistondagi 208 tuman shahar bo'lsa, hamma joyga borganman. Hamma yoshlarimiz bilan uchrashishga harakat qilib kelyapman hozirgacha. Kecha hurmatli prezident bilan ko'rishganimizda juda ko'p va'dalar qo'ydilar. Hamkorlik sohasi bo'yicha bilamiz, tadbirkorlik sohasida o'sha barcha rivojlangan davlatlarni rivojlanishiga hissa qo'shadigan asosiy kichik biznes subyektlari. Kichik biznes subyektlari esa bu kim bizda O'zbekistonda? Yoshlarimiz. Shu uchun masalaga hammalaringizga muvaffaqiyat tilayman. O'ylayman, yana ko'rishamiz, sizlar bilan fikr almashamiz. Nima savollar bo'lsa, yo'lashingiz mumkin. Yordamga, maslahatga doim tayyormiz. Rahmat keladi uchun.
Now it's high time to invite the founder of IDP Test Center and Cambridge International University, Umijon Mohammed, on the stage.
Good afternoon, everybody. I could talk in English, but I decided to speak in our own language. Why? Because this is a way that I can easily impress myself. What's our plan? What's our future? What we have done? What we have achieved? And where we are heading to. Okay?
Kelganingizdan xursandmiz. Hozir qancha ustozlarni ko'ryapmiz, qancha yoshlarni ko'ryapmiz, partnyorlarimizni ko'ryapmiz. Hammanglarni kelganingizga rahmat.
Men bir narsani aytib o'tmoqchiman. Bu yig'ilishimizning tagida eng katta sabablar bor. Sabablardan biri qaysi bir inson biladi, qaysi bir inson bilmaydi, lekin yoshlar kelajak jamg'armasi, yoshlar agentligi Alisher Sadollayev bilan o'tirib, bunday O'zbekistonda nimadir o'zgartirish qilishimiz kerakki, u juda ham yaxshi effekt bersin degan tema ko'tarildi va shunda aytildiki, agar IELTS 7 pulini yoshlarimizga qaytarib bersak, hech qaysi yoshlarimizni IELTSdan necha olmoqchisan desa, hech qachon 6 olmoqchiman degan g'oya bo'lmaydi. Va bu g'oya nimaga yetaklaydi desangiz, qaysidir davlat qaysidir insonlarni 7 olish IELTSni to'lab berishi mumkin, lekin bilasizlarmi, bu statistikada taxminan $320,000 to'lab berishdi deylik 2022da va bu 2 baravariga oshdi. Bu yil 2 baravarga oshadi, xudo xolasa. Lekin 2022-yilgi statistikani eshitadigan bo'lsa, $320,000 to'langan bo'lsa, $22 million grant yutgan bolalarimiz. Ya'ni IELTS 7 olgan bolalarimiz o'sha xalqaro universitetlarga, boshqa universitetlarga topshirish imkoniyati yaratilganligi sababli IELTS 7 olgan bolalar qanchadir scholarship yutgan va uni yig'indisi shunchalik summani tashkil qilyapti. Bu narsa nimaga yetaklayapti desangiz, 20 yillab yoshlarimiz IELTSdan 9 ololmadi, lekin birdaniga Begzod aka, Muhammad Ali IELTS 9 chiqishga boshlagandan keyin ketma-ket bu yilning o'zida taxminan hozir adashmasam 8 ta IELTS 9 olganlar bor. Ishoninglar, bundan keyingi yoshlarimiz eshigimizni yoki IDPda yoki partnyorlarda yoki boshqa joylarda turib, men ham olaman degan maqsad qo'yapti. Ishoninglar, kimdir bu ishni boshlab bersa, uni ketidagi o'sish arifmetik progress hisobida bo'ladi. Ya'ni shunchalik u tezlashib ketadiki, imkoniyatlarni yaratib o'sha darajada o'sishga olib keladi. Bu narsa nima beradi desangiz, IELTS 9 olgan odam o'zida birinchidan eng katta raqamni olgan va bu o'sha Cambridge tomonidan qo'yiladigan seltani yoki deltani yoki examiner bo'ladi, ya'ni $3,000-4,000 olish imkoniyatini yaratadi. Va bu nafaqat O'zbekistonda, butun dunyoda qilish imkoniyati bor. Biza examinerlar olib kelamiz, o'sha imtihon oluvchilarni olib kelamiz. Bittasi Avstraliyadan keladi, bittasi Angliyadan, bittasi boshqa davlatlardan keladi, lekin ularga havas qiladigan joyi ular dunyo kezadi. Ya'ni ular xohlagan davlatda borib o'sha imtihon oluvchi vazifasini bajara oladi. Va o'rtacha ularni olish, oylik olish imkoniyati $3-4,000 tashkil qiladi, minimum to'g'ri. Sababi ular xohlagan paytda freelancer qilish imkoniyatiga ega. Xohlagan paytda bu narsani bajarishi mumkin. Endi yana statistikalarga qaytamiz. Aholimiz 35 milliondan oshyapti. 35 million aholining ichida 40% taxminan 14-15 millioni 20 yoshga to'lmagan. Qarang. 14 million aholi 20 yoshga to'lmagan. Va buni yana qisqartiradigan bo'lsak, 7 millioni taxminan 50% hali 5-sinf yo'nalishdagi, ya'ni 10-12 yoshgacha bo'lgan bo'lsa, qolgani o'sha 10 yoshdan, ya'ni 20 yoshgacha bo'lgan yoshlarni tashkil qiladi. Endi ahamiyat bersanglar, hamma o'qiyotganga o'xshaydi. Ko'chaga chiqsanglar, hamma yoqda o'quv markaz, hamma o'qiyotganga o'xshaydi, hamma IELTSga tayyorlanayotganga o'xshaydi. Lekin o'sha statistikadan, masalan, universitetning statistikasini olaman, 1,200,000 talaba o'qishga topshirayotgan bo'lsa, 1,200,000 talabadan atigi 60,000 talaba IELTS topshiradi. O'zbekiston bo'yicha. Agar haligi aytgandek 7 milliondan umumiy topshirish imkoniyati bor 7 milliondan oladigan bo'lsa, bu 1% ham tashkil qilyapti. Vaholanki ko'chaga chiqsangiz, hamma o'qiyotganga o'xshaydi, hamma topshirayotganga o'xshaydi, lekin oxirigacha borib, ya'ni pul bilan o'qiydigan statistika juda ham kam. Oddiy misol, hozir IELTS topshirmoqchi bo'lgan yoshlar bormi? IELTS topshirmoqchiman degan. Ko'taramiz. Zo'r. IELTSdan 6 olganlar bormi? 7 olganlar bormi? Zo'r, 8 lar bormi? Ko'rasizlar? Hattoki 8 larni statistikasi ko'paydi. Men hozir bir ijtimoiy tarmoqda video chiqaraman. Agar hozir IELTS 9 bilamiz, lekin IELTS 8.5 bilan IELTS 8 kolleksiyasini to'g'ri topganga alohida sovg'amiz bor deb bir video chiqaramiz. Agar o'sha yerda kommentariyada yozsanglar, bu statistikani ham sizlarga taqdim etamiz. Nega? Chunki har doim statistika sizga o'sish, kattaligingizni, qayoq tarafga qarab ketayotganingizni, kimlarga kirilayotgani, ya'ni bu narsa aholiga nisbatan necha foizi o'sha statistikaning ichida a'zo bo'lganligini isbotlaydi. Ya'ni 6 millionta aholimizdan atigi 60,000 ta odam topshiryaptimi? Demak, topshirayotganlarning o'zi 1% ga kiradi. IELTS 9 olganlarchi, 60,000 tadan 9 olganlarning statistikasi ular ichidan olinadigan bo'lsa, bilmayman, 0,0001 ni taxminan. Ana uni ichiga kirish sizlarning asosiy maqsadingiz bo'lishi kerak. Nega? Chunki har doim inson boshqa insonga nisbatan qadriyati, darajasi yuqori bo'lishi kerak. Endi men unaqa ko'p gapirish raqam yo'q, lekin asosiy statistikalarni berdim. Sizlarga omad tilayman. Albatta biz bu narsani davomli qilmoqchimiz. Sababi bizning komandamiz keldi-da, unga tekin qilaylik dedi. Yo'q, tekin qilsang qadri bo'lmaydi. Agar biz tekin qilsak, qadri bo'lmaydi. Undan pul topish niyatimiz ham yo'q. Masalan, hozir turistni sotilgan bo'lsa 40 millionni tashkil qildi va 40 millionni biz cherikiga yo'naltirdik va uni xudo xohlasa bizning komandamiz yetishadi, vaqtda yo'naltirishganligini ham yetishadi. Va buni yana davomli qilmoqchimiz, sababi hozir xayrli yoshlar jamg'armasi aytdilarki, biz uni viloyatlarga ham qo'ymoqchimiz va uni strategik qilmoqchimiz. Ya'niki kesin, qanaqadir pul bilan kesin, lekin o'sha yoshlarimizni keyingi yoshlariga sababchi bo'ladigan strategiyada qo'yamiz va bu narsa bizga yoshlarimizga dalda bo'ladi, o'sha g'oyani ko'tarishda bo'ladi va kelgan insonlar sizni maqsadli kelganingiz bo'lganligi sababli bu narsa to'g'ri yo'naltiriladi. Agar tekin bo'lsa nima bo'lardi desa, ishoninglar, agar tekin bo'lganda bugun yakshanba bo'lganligi tufayli ertalab budilnikni qo'ymasdi, ko'p odam uxlab qolardi. O'shaning uchun pulli bo'lganda bu narsa qiymatli bo'ladi, qadrli bo'ladi va o'tirgan odamlarga ham ma'lumoti yetib boradi va bu tushgan pulni naryoqda ehson qilayotganida mana shu 470 ta odam yig'ilgan, ana o'sha odamlar sababchi bo'ladi. O'shaning uchun bugungi kuninglar qiymatli bo'lsin, xayrli bo'lsin va manfaatli bo'lsin. Kattaga omad tilayman.
Now, let's get to the academic part of our today's event, and our first speaker is the founder of Education Center, a person who is known for his unique and quite strict methodology, Yoshlar Ijod.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. You can imagine how honored I am to be standing in front of you all and getting the chance to speak and conduct training. Among all the other decent IELTS instructors and those who are contributing to the development of education in Uzbekistan. At the beginning of the training, I'd like to thank all the organizers, all those who are involved into the organization of this event for doing so. You can't imagine how influential, how beneficial this whole event is for all the boys and girls sitting. I'm pretty sure they'll be learning a lot from the consecutive training sessions which will be conducted today. You can't imagine how much contribution you are making to the educational development of Uzbekistan, and specifically the private sector in general. Okay, I was instructed several things before I start my presentation. So let's do so at the beginning. I'd like to introduce myself. I think everybody here present knows about Everest, right? I really worked hard not to make myself more popular than Everest, more popular than the brand we are running at the moment. This is because that would be simply stealing spotlight from 400 employees we have, from 400 young boys and girls, very promising specialists working at our learning center. And I will be very glad if more people know about Everest than my name. So people who know about Everest, could you please raise your hands? Wow. I'm pretty surprised that others don't know. Anyways, and people who know who I am, could you please raise your hands? Okay, great. I'm really glad that fewer people know about me. Now, Everest is currently based at 14 locations throughout Tashkent. Currently, we are working on launching 6 new branches throughout Tashkent. Inshallah, in the coming January, we'll be working at 20 branches throughout Tashkent. And inshallah, at the end of this academic year, we'll be closing the topic of Tashkent altogether, and we'll basically developing further than the city's borders, and we'll be opening first branches at the regions of Uzbekistan. Simultaneously, we're working on starting our university, Everest University. We're working on the licensing process right now. Furthermore, we're working on opening our very first branch of private schools. Inshallah, you will see all these projects ahead. Now, I think enough about me. Now, let's start the presentation. Thank you. We have it ready already. Now, ladies and gentlemen, at the beginning, I'd like to make it clear, make the topic clear. Today, I'd like to talk about main criteria for a decent IELTS instructor, and what you should understand upon the main criteria in order to become one, in order to become as successful as possible in your chosen field. Now, okay, today my purpose includes 3 things, ladies and gentlemen. 1, I have come to this gala training today to add value to every single individual, to every single boy and girl sitting in this facility, and I really want you guys to go home as a better version of yourselves as IELTS instructors. This is 1. The second thing is to be able to open your eyes upon the main criteria which is required in order to become a good IELTS instructor. And unfortunately, these criteria are often disregarded or neglected and never emphasized by some learning centers or teachers, etc. So I'll be talking about some secrets that you haven't known so far, okay? And in general, I'd like to make sure that you go home with a clear mission as an IELTS instructor who is capable of generating as many high achievers as possible, who's capable of making as many turning points in the lives of young people as possible today. And God willing, inshallah, together we'll be achieving this with you. Now, at the beginning, I'd like to emphasize that I know you all. I know that I am right now standing talking in front of hundreds of young, talented, intelligent boys and girls who are able to uplift our country through their engagement into education. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Otherwise, you wouldn't have shown up. I know that the majority sitting here is about to start their career as an IELTS instructor, or at least as an English teacher. I know that most of you guys are about to start pursuing your career in this field. And trust me, I know you well, because I was in your shoes 16 years ago, and today you'll have the chance to actually witness my path throughout 16 years, and basically you should imagine yourselves as me in the upcoming 16 years. Well, basically we'll be having a little time travel today with you guys, okay, ladies and gentlemen? Now, before I start the main points, before I move further to the main points, I want you guys to listen, remember the things that you hear today, and please apply, okay? Please apply. Back at your learning centers, back at your schools, well, anywhere you guys are engaged in teaching. This is because, for one thing, I forgot to mention that I'm here to represent the whole Everest family. I remember starting Everest with 3 other colleagues of mine. There were 4 of us back in 2012, and this team, alhamdulillah, has turned into a team of 400 young, promising teachers nowadays, and I'm here to share the experience of those teachers with you today. And it is going to be something. It is going to be something worth remembering, basically. For another thing, as was mentioned, I have a very long experience in this field, and I'm here not to hide things from you guys. I'm here to basically share all I have with you. Okay. Now, today I have 12 clear messages to send to you guys. Let's call them takeaways, so that you guys make sure that you take it away today. You go home with it today, okay? I will be touching upon each of them. I'll be persuading how important each of these are to you, and I'll be backing up my arguments. I'll be backing up my arguments with my own story, with experience I have, and with arguments and facts. Now, ladies and gentlemen, first thing, before going into the field of IELTS, before becoming an IELTS instructor, first thing to remember, never aim to do this job temporarily. Be prepared to become a career teacher and or a career IELTS instructor. Now, to be honest, this is a mistake that I made as a newbie, as a first-timer English teacher, first-timer IELTS instructor. Back then, I used to study at the University of Economics. And when I finished the university, I was in dilemma whether to pursue my own career, my chosen field at the university, or to dedicate my whole career into teaching English or IELTS. To be honest, with this doubt, I wasted about 3 years. And I recommend you guys not to do so, because this time could have been used for much better purposes, for much better. Well, in other words, this time could have been used by me to improve myself. And my advice to you is not to be in doubt. If you are going into this field, make sure you will be a career IELTS instructor. You will start your job as an IELTS instructor, and you retire as an IELTS instructor. This is my advice to you guys. This way you will have all the commitment and strength to withstand the challenges ahead, and this way you will basically make sure that you do your job with every single energy and every single motivation you have. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? Number 2, takeaway 2. Understand the significance of your job and the IELTS end result for the student, their family, their future, and their current life. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is something which most of the young teachers forget about. This is because they are too excited, they sometimes feel nervous, sometimes they're even happy to be conducting the lessons, making sure that the student has a good IELTS result at the end, is something which is not really in their mind at the beginning because of the difficulties they have into adapting this profession, etc. But regardless of where you are, my friends, you have to never forget that IELTS end result is very important for your student. Now, for one thing, imagine a student. Just imagining a student would persuade you in this. Imagine your student. Sometimes, most probably, he or she is a student at one of the universities here in Tashkent. Most probably, they pay a huge tuition. Most probably, they struggle covering the increasing cost of living of the city. Well, basically, they have a hard time living in the city because they have come from, let's say, our regions. Imagine their family. The same happens with their family. Their family struggles supporting their child financially because living in Tashkent is hard, as was mentioned. And having considered all these, this guy or girl is attending your class. They are paying for the course, and they are taking your courses. And sometimes when I organize trainings for our personnel at the Learning Center, I always urge the trainees to imagine a driver father and a janitor mother sitting in your class instead of a student, or a retired grandmother or a grandfather paying for their granddaughter's courses at your classes. This would definitely put you in the right position in terms of responsibility. This would definitely raise awareness upon how conscientiously you have to be working towards the end result, ladies and gentlemen. And another fact is the fact that you have to always remember how beneficial end IELTS result could be for the student. If they are able to get a high band score, this would definitely make them employable, for one thing, and this would definitely open doors for them for a huge number of international universities, foreign studies, etc. And keeping this in mind would definitely be beneficial for you. Now, takeaway 3, constantly work on your personal result, make sure that it always grows. Well, to be honest, you may think that I'm a hypocrite saying this because it has been 2 years since I have taken the test. Well, I have my own reasons for this, and to be honest, it's a long story. I'm about to take the test though. Well, basically, my advice to you is to take the test constantly. I have taken the test 8 times so far, 8 times. The last time I've taken it was in 2021. Now, why is this so important? Most of you guys are surprised why IELTS instructors throughout Tashkent take the test so frequently. This is for a clear reason, my friends, trust me. By taking the test, for one thing, you work on yourself, and you urge yourselves to constantly develop. And obviously, a person who doesn't take the test is too lazy to go into practice, to go into research, etc. And by registering for the test, you basically make yourselves in business. My friends, admittedly, IELTS exam is very progressive. It is developing all the time. It is changing all the time. Now, and by taking the test, you get updated upon what is changing and what's going on inside the test center. Now, what I want to point out here is something else, my friends. Some people do take the test, but do this secretly. Okay, they never come clean about their date they have registered. They never be honest about the result, etc. This would be the biggest mistake from your side. You have to do it publicly. Remember this. You have to do it openly. Not only your students should know, not only your students, but the whole nation should know. Announce and tell the subscribers in your channels about this, okay? make people, how to say, keep people expecting your result, etc. By doing so, you would put extra responsibility on your shoulders, for one. For another, your result will be halal, because everybody knows what your actual level is. You're not hiding, you're not lying, and this would definitely increase the level of trust in your students. Now, takeaway 4, demonstrate and teach leadership organizational skills. Once you become IELTS instructors, once you start teaching, you work in groups for the most part, right? And one thing you have to always keep in mind is the fact that you're obliged to turn them into a team, okay? As this would definitely guarantee their success as a candidate. Now, for the most part, what I used to do is to urge children work together. I used to divide them into groups, I used to divide them into pairs. Even I used to oblige them to, let's say, oblige 2 students of mine, a strong one and a bit weaker one, to work together at Alisher Nawai Library, at the National Library, do practice together and analyze, okay? To the trainees at our learning center, we sometimes recommend, for example, to organize soccer matches and pay for the pitch, for instance. Teacher pays for the pitch and calls the students to play football together. If it's a girl we're talking, they can, let's say, organize outings to certain places, etc. Now, my advice to you is to really bring in team spirit and act as a leader for your students. And trust us, if you turn your students into leaders in their groups, the chances are they will achieve very high results. And this can be achieved in many ways. You should work on it and research, my friends. Now, takeaway 5. Be sincere and open with your students. Share the stories of your life with your students. This is something which most IELTS instructors forget about. They forget about this. In other words, they think that if they come up with some form of a fake persona for their students, a strict one, for example, a highly successful one, a funny one, etc. This would turn them into effective teachers. No, my friends, it doesn't work this way. Your students are much cleverer than you think. Current youth are very intelligent in terms of this. They know psychology well, and you're not an actor, you can't act all the time. So be yourself, my friend, okay? Now, for example, let me share my experience. As an IELTS instructor, I used to be honest with my students all the time. Even if, for example, I made a mistake during the lesson in class, I used to come clean about it, and I used to admit it and tell them that I'm making a mistake. Even if I have come, let's say, late to a class, I used to explain to them in detail. Even if it's something very personal, I used to tell them the reason. I used to even go back into history, back into my childhood, and talk about the mistakes I've made. For example, most of my students know how frequently I quarreled with my younger brother. Throughout lessons, I used to tell this kind of information to my students. And I recommend you do so, my friends. They shouldn't see you as 100% successful people. No, they should see you as a person, as a human being. This way, your words will have weight. This way, your words, your instructions will touch their heart, and you'll be effective as a teacher. Qo'rqish kerak emas, to'g'risini aytib, ochiq o'yin qilish kerak har doim, okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, next, takeaway 6. Develop strong emotional intelligence. This is something which I have always had a hard time developing. I am a very emotionally unstable person, to be honest. I have to admit this. I cry a lot, I laugh a lot, I feel angry a lot, I feel excited a lot, etc., etc., etc. Sometimes I have even had classes where I spent, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes crying in front of my students. That was so embarrassing, but still, I'm not ashamed of that, ladies and gentlemen. But this is one of our problems as IELTS instructors. We have to be able to control our emotions. This includes two things. One, be able to control your own emotions as an IELTS instructor. Two, learn to read the emotions of your students, of others, okay? Now, learning to control your emotions is important because you have to avoid feeling too emotional, feeling too angry, feeling too excited, feeling too nervous, etc. throughout the lesson, as it leaves you, stranded away from the topic of the lesson. In other words, you lose focus if you don't do so, if you can't control your emotions. For another thing, I mentioned being able to read the emotions of students in your class. This is also very important. For example, as a teacher, I used to always notice when my students were sad, when my students were doubtful, inconfident about things, etc., etc. And I used to work with them individually in order to solve their problems. And you can't imagine how important this is in order to have that student trusting in you and their end results as a candidate, my friends. Now, next one. Takeaway 7. Be constantly developing strong and effective teaching methodology. This is very important. I had a time in my experience as an IELTS instructor when I was stuck in the same methodology for teaching things for 3 years. I was too busy opening branches, I was too busy employing people, but I didn't work on myself. The methodology used to work. We had the result. But with time, I understood that people around me, other IELTS instructors, were way ahead of me because they worked on their methodology, on the way they teach their students. You can do this by simply following experienced IELTS instructors online. We have tens of experienced IELTS instructors. I'm not one of them, unfortunately. I don't have enough time nowadays, who are not afraid to share know-how methodology they have developed in their classes. They talk about this in their Telegram channels, in their Instagram channels, in their YouTube channels, etc. Simply following them will teach you guys. Even at our learning center at Everest, we urge our teachers to do so, to follow all the Niners we have nowadays in Uzbekistan, to follow their channels, to learn the ways they conduct the lessons, etc. By doing so, you can improve your methodology. Second way is to attend regular trainings organized by the IDP. IDP is doing a good job in this. They're organizing training sessions with very experienced and renowned trainers, and by attending them, you can develop your skills to a very large extent. And you know what? This is even more important than taking the actual IELTS test. Trust me, even if you have to pay for the trainings, you should attend them, my friends, okay? Now, the next one, takeaway 8, encourage independence. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is very important. IELTS success, a good IELTS result is 20% in-class work, 80% homework. You know this well. And my friends, you have to make sure that your students work well at home if you want your students to succeed. And this is the hardest part, actually. This is the hardest part for teachers to achieve. Let me tell you my story, what I used to do. I used to follow 5 steps. 5 steps. Step 1, I used to motivate. I used to tell them my own success and how the language I'm learning or I have learned helped me in achieving it. And I used to keep my students admiring what I have achieved. You should do so too. This is step 1. Step 2. Step 2 is acting seriously about students lagging behind. I used to criticize them. I used to call them lazy. I used to call them irresponsible, etc., etc., and be a bit stricter towards them. Now, for some students, these 2 steps work. For some, they don't. Step 3. You should encourage cooperation. I used to encourage cooperation. How? I used to assign a strong student and a weak student to work together, as was mentioned at the National Library. And I used to have the stronger student report back to me on what they have done and on what they have achieved, okay, ladies and gentlemen? Now, step 3 is punishment. Make sure you are well able to punish your students. Don't be soft, my friends. They're wasting their parents' money, okay? Well, you shouldn't be applying bodily punishments. You shouldn't be kicking them, etc., or punching them, etc., guys. No. Simply making them stand at the end of the class would work. Okay? This would make them feel embarrassed, a bit tired, etc., etc. Next time, simply to avoid this, they'll be doing their homework. Step 4, working with a parent. You know what I used to do? Imagine a student who hasn't done their homework. I used to take their phones, and from their phones, I used to call the parent. I never used to use my own telephone number, guys, because parents always pick up the phones of their kids, okay? Now, and I used to tell the parents and describe the problem and even exaggerate. I used to increase the rage of a parent as high as possible so that when they come back, they actually worked with their kids. And if these 5 steps didn't work, I used to simply let the student go because it's impossible to change them, okay, ladies and gentlemen? And I recommend you do so as well. Next one, takeaway 9. Generate passion and hope. Do you know what the solution to all the problems of the world is? What's the solution? Hope. Hope is the solution, right? Duh. No, guys, sorry, I'm joking. Now, hope is a solution. I always follow this principle. IELTS is a very hard test. Barno, thank you. Barno, thank you very much. Otherwise, nobody would have clapped. Now, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, hope is a problem to all the problems. Why? Students feel hopeless very, very frequently. They never let you know. They rarely let you know, but they do feel hopeless when they have low results in their practice, when they work too hard, when they work through the night, for instance, etc., etc., they feel hopeless. And you, as a teacher, must be able to kindle hope in them. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? You can do this by multiple methods. For example, if a student is having a hard time doing practice, do practice with them. I used to conduct classes with 150 students sitting simultaneously in the class, with 150 students. And I used to identify 1 or 2 students with problems in their reading. And after class at 11 o'clock, I used to sit with them, do the reading practice, and tell them what their actual problem was. And explain to them that there is hope and they can do better, okay? Kindling hope can be done to the whole class or individually. There are many ways, but you have to make sure that this is your function, and this is one of the things that you are destined to do as a teacher, my friends, okay? Now, the next one, be energetic. Takeaway 10. Being energetic is not being able to work 24 hours, but 18 hours at least. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, you should be ready to work overtime. This is something which most of the young teachers, actually most young teachers are able to do so. They do so. But you shouldn't lose this energy of yours throughout your career. I used to conduct, let's say, classes for about 10 hours a day and work on speaking and writing skills of my students after class until the underground opens, until 5 in the morning, okay? And this used to give its fruits very quickly. And I used to know that if I work with such energy, I will definitely see the fruits. And I recommend you do this as well, my friends. This not only brings results just because you're working. This brings results because your students will see you working for free, taking so much pressure. They will be too ashamed to come with 5.5 or with 6 to your learning centers. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is very important. Now, takeaway 11, possess and develop genuine work ethics. Well, work ethics, I'm not going to be talking about common sense work ethics here. I'm not talking about coming on time, etc., guys. No, being responsible, no. Most of you guys are well aware of this, but I'd like to talk about one of the problems of the teachers. Most teachers, some teachers, few teachers, maybe, I don't know, are prone to using the fact that their students are gullible. Nima degani gullible? Gullible nima degani? Go'l degani. Loh degani, tushunyapsizlar? Sorry guys. Now, some teachers are prone to using this. Let me explain to you what I mean. Imagine a student who studies at school. At school, they teach almost nothing, right? Regarding IELTS. They come to you, they attend your class, maybe they're a beginner level student, and you're explaining to them present continuous in 3 cases, right? We all know that there are 10 cases in English language where you can use present continuous. Maybe 11, maybe 10, maybe more, right? In class, you explain 2 cases to them, right? And the student sees you we're conducting the class for 1.5 hours, explaining to them 1 case. They have learned that case. They are happy with that, and they go home. And in this case, you're using how gullible your student is during your lessons, because you know that you can do better. You know that the student can do better. You know that throughout 1 lesson, you can teach at least 6 cases of present continuous, right? But you haven't done so, okay? Work ethics means working as effectively as you might think you should be working, rather than what your students expect from you guys. Tushunyapsizlar? Mana masalan o'quvchi bilan bitta speaking qilsalaring, darsdan keyin xursand bo'lib chiqib ketadi u. Lekin siz bilasiz-ku, 5 ta kamida speaking qilish kerak bola bilan, natijasini yaxshilash uchun. Bilasiz-ku siz. Vijdonsizlarcha qilmaysiz lekin. Mana shu narsa bir yerda yengish kerak. 5 ta qilish kerakligini siz bilganingiz uchun qilishingiz kerak. This is what I'm talking about. This is work ethics. Now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I'm being very emotional. Sorry, guys. Now, takeaway 12. Establish bonds with your students from the first lesson on. Now, ladies and gentlemen, establish bonds. Very important. Rishtalar. Now, imagine you have 50 students in class. You have 5 new students, or 1 new student who have to come to your class, right? Now, you notice that new face, newbie. Make sure you establish bonds with that student by the end of your class, at the end of the class. What I used to do is to call that guy to come up to me after the lesson and ask all the questions he has. When the lesson is over, I used to talk to him face to face and ask him whether the level was okay, whether the lesson was okay, whether he had any problems, etc., okay? And I used to, be as friendly as possible to him. I used to joke around. I used to ask him for his name, for his experience, where he studies, etc. And I used to make sure that the student really sees me as a friend, okay? Or a brother, or a sibling, etc., ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is what you should be able to do throughout your classes as well. This can be achieved in many different ways, depending on the gender, depending on the age, depending on the position of the teacher, for example, etc. But one way or another, you have to make sure that you achieve this. I think I have taken too much time. Thank you very much for your attention, my friends. Vaqtlaringga rozi bo'lasizlar. Duo qilib qo'yasizlar. Sog' bo'linglar. Katta rahmat.